Hey everybody, what's going on? Emo Temp is here, hanging out with Emanuel, who just got second place in the Day 2 standard event, piloting what I think is probably the best deck, or my favorite deck of the weekend for sure. FF20, FF12, and FF8. Yeah.
We haven't gotten to 20 yet.
No, but you know, when you mix FF12 and 8, it sounded funny to me. So, Emanuel, please talk to us about this deck and why you brought it.
Yeah, sure. This is a aggro hybrid Raijin deck. You'll see it now in a minute. I can't take credit for it. There was a Japanese player that has this list. I wish I knew their name so I could shout out, but I do not. This is now with the ban of Chaos. I think would be like the premium Raijin deck, hopefully. So for people who don't know, this deck is based on Basch. So Basch is a 5-cost. It's a new card from the Opus 24. Really cool card. As soon as I saw it, I read this card has way too much text, but we saw that the meta did not develop much further than where we're at now with Refia, with Chaos, etc. That might change with the Chaos ban. So I'm kind of like trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit with this. So Basch, for people who don't know, 5-cost, Earth 4, 9K. If you control 2 or more category 12 characters, he costs 2 instead. He reduced by 3, so insane. 2 CP for 9K. And then he has 2 really cool abilities. One of them being you can, at the beginning of your battle phase, choose one of 2. Either give your whole board 2K Brave, so basically a repeatable mod every turn, or you can reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 category 12 card to your hand and the rest to the break zone. Very important that the rest go to the break zone. That's why we're trying to abuse with this guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna go with the main or the core of the deck. So if I were to define the core of the deck is 3 Gabranth,
Old school.
3 Larsa, and 3 Gramis. So Gramis and Larsa are both 12 backups. This one searches a 12 character, this one searches a 4 or higher, meaning it searches either of these. Just one of these in your opening hand will lead you to Gabranth. You play Gabranth, you have 2 12 characters, you play the Basch. So this all searches itself. Any of these pieces, most of the time, I would say like 90% of the time, your board state will look 1 backup, 1 Gabranth, 1 Basch, and from there, every attack step, you will be revealing the top draw, potentially drawing a card and feeding your break zone for a lot of cool cards. So this is your main package, and what you want to be doing turn 1 is one of these.
The 12 package,
hard
right?
in for one of these backups, depending on if you already have one of these in hand. You are okay paying 5 for this. Turn 1 or turn 2 if you curve into it. You just want to get him online as early as possible because he will feed the rest of yours. Alright, moving on to what am I talking about here? Why we abuse the graveyard effect. These are cards that we all know and love. Raijin and Fujin. Like I said, Basch puts anything that he doesn't grab into the break zone, which triggers Raijin and Fujin. You know this. If either of them go to the break zone, you can mill 2 cards and bring them back into play. This one has haste, broken. This one has first strike, and they both buff each other to 9K. It's insane. Hitting one of these off of Basch and then drawing a card is like
Max value.
6 CP worth of value, right? Like you get a card, a damage, a draw.
Especially if you played 2 for Basch, right?
Exactly.
Like
It's happened before.
I mean, it happened to me in round 4, I think.
So I call this a more fair Raijin deck because Chaos being the premium Raijin deck right now, Chaos mills 10 cards. You're almost always going to see these 2. This mills 3 at a time, so it's a little more, you have to be a little more conscious of what you're milling, what you're taking out of your deck so you can hit these when you search. And then to give this a little more reach, we actually do commit to a Final Fantasy VIII package. We have the Cypher that goes with Raiden Fujin and 3 Ultimecias. Your deck is very graveyard focused. Ultimecia's first line of text is actually very important. Cards in your break zone cannot be removed by your opponent's effects. And then if you have 15 cards in your break zone when she comes in, which you will most of the time, she gets to steal a forward forever. And she has a special to minus 10k something. It's fantastic. Cypher, broken, mill 2, grab a Raiden Fujin, one of her. When he attacks, kill something. If it's 10, Raijin gives him haste. We know the FF8 package. So we commit a little bit more than Chaos. Chaos doesn't run this, right? So, but this deck needs that extra reach, and it draws so many cards that it can afford to pay these 5 costs. Finally, the other broken graveyard package that Chaos also runs, it's the Lightnings. We run the 6 Lightnings and we'll run some amount of Odins. For those who don't know this, you can play this card from the break zone by removing a Lightning and an Odin, and then, she does something, draws a card, has haste. This one is a combat trick. You can remove a Lightning from your break zone, pay 1 to play her, even on your opponent's turn. If she blocks, she comes back to your hand and your opponent's forward is removed. Both fantastic. They screw with math a lot. Your opponent thinks maybe they're safe behind a wall at 4 damage, and then this Lightning or this Lightning can be a surprise attacker, blocker, or a dull draw hit. It's just, you always have to be careful. Then my last forward is actually 1 Une. There's a very good reason for this. It's being, so if you already have a Basch in hand, when you are going to search with Gabrand, you search this Une because this is a non-Basch high cost card that also color fixes for water, that you want to keep as many of these in deck so that when he reveals 3, you have more chances to hit. You don't want to find one and pitch it for himself. You want to find something else, and this is the best option just for color fixing. I very rarely play her. It's come up maybe once or twice, but this is literally color fix. So pretty good. Then to go with Lightning, we have 3 Odins and the flex spot in the deck. So this is, if you find the Japanese list, you'll see that here the person was running 2 Ramus, 3 CP Ramu that has 4 modes. This is a meta call, I think. I think this spot, if you expect a lot of monsters, these should be like Ramus. If you expect a lot of aggressive, this should be another EX Odin, the 5-drop, 7-drop, whatever, just to hit like against Chaos or whatever, hit them. I went with like the middle ground where this also kills monsters, but it's also card name Odin. I think moving forward, I will commit to one. I think also like the Odin that EX kills a 2-drop and draws a card is a good option to kill your own Lightning, draw a card, play her again from break zone, all that stuff. So this is like, I think these needs to be Odin. I don't agree with them being Ramu because 3 Odins is too little to consistently have in with Lightning. So I think these need to be Odin. I don't know which Odin will come here.
You guys figure that one out when you test it.
And then these are the broken Category 12 cards. So you saw very few Category 12s, and you're like, how is this guy hitting? These are all 12s. Some of the best summons in the game, EXs,
Top 5 for sure.
And Basch grabs them. Like, it's insane. Like, so you always have like some of the best summons in the game at your disposal with color fixing from Basch. Then obviously you're playing Earth, you're playing Mr. Dragon. Like, there's no
No way around it.
if and or but, you're playing Mr. Dragon. It's not a 12, doesn't matter. Card's insane. Then finally, like the other stuff, so there's Tyro. So the way this deck recovers will go when we go on the LB. I'll leave him here because when we go to the LB. If your opponent wipes, you need to recover usually via Luna Freya, and this provides more EX from Luna Freya that will get your Gabrand, that will get your Basch again to keep it up. I tried like Kolka in this spot, but the EX on this actually really does matter. Kolka is good for like if you want to curve out, but the EX on this matters way too much. So most of the time you don't cast this, so it's just for Luna Freya. That's all from here. And then 2 Drace. This is the last, this is actually a 12 card. So this can be grabbed by Basch. It's a lightning card, and this grabs two or lesses, so you can grab your lightnings. You have lightning, water, and earth in your 2-drop, so this color fixes you for whatever you need. And then finally the LB. The most important card to recover out of wipes is Luna Freya. You run 2 of these. If your opponent wipes you, you play this and hope to hit Tyro or Gabrand and then do it all over again. I did it in finals. You can go watch that stream. Noctis, you're playing Earth. You can recover anything they kill. 2 Clouds for decks that try to put up a little wall. If you need to kill a Refia, Witch, etc. Mott is filler. Honestly, this could be anyone. Leo, again, for filler. And then finally, what I think is the underrated card is Gilgamesh. This card, I think, won me every game.
Won our game.
When you build up, most of the people that are not aggressive decks and they're trying to like take damage and stuff, they're building usually their break zone to counter back, right? Like grabbing stuff like Ferris with Arc or Refia or stuff. And then this Gilgamesh is after like turn 2 or 3, you have a board that you paid nothing for because Basch just drew you cards and played stuff for free. Then you end it with this and get their 2 best cards out of it. So this card is amazing. I might consider this being a second one. That's it. That's the deck. It's a very fun one.
Emanuel, thank you so much. Last minute questions though. What do you think this deck struggles the most against? So far, what did you find out this weekend?
I think it struggles against people knowing that you're playing it. I think I did as well as I did because it's new. People don't know how to do it. It's under the radar.
Thank you so much for playing today.
But I will say,
This side event on Sunday. Pairings are on the left, or I'm sorry, standings are up on the left and the right side of the.
yeah. So
If you have made, we're going to go in waves. So if you've made 32nd to 17th, please come up and see Jackie.
But yeah, anyway, last thing. So it struggles against that, but I think that the board state that you build turn 1, actually it struggles going second. First of all, but the board state that you build turn 1, like let's say they answer, they try to Amat something or anything or whatever, they pitch 3 cards. Good job. You just Luna Freya next turn, right? I think it struggles with people knowing for it. So in finals, me and my opponent Sam and me knew what each other were playing. So he hard moved Fortune Teller. So like that kind of like helps you. But this recovers. I've yet to test too much against the field to tell you what's it's weak against, but I think there's enough flexibility that it can maybe adapt to what beats it. We'll see.
Okay. Well, again, thank you so much and congratulations this weekend. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my New Jersey team who believed in me and said, "Hey, play this deck. It's cool. You play it well. So go ahead." I was planning to bring Knights. But they're like, no, play the cool deck, and we did very well. They believe in me, and my Chicago homies, so like also here, always supporting me. So.
All right, man. Well, thank you again, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do this year in the circuit. All right.
Well, I'll try.
Take care, man.
Thank you.